This is my food waste banquet, where I use dry, old, floppy pieces of veg that might have gone in the bin and turn them into this. Food scrap Fritto Misto, frozen veggie bits, bhajis, leftover fridge salad, soy pumpkin seeds, mashed potato bread, herb stalk dressing, and chocolate mousse, made from the liquid in your chickpea can. This is my food waste banquet, and I'm going to show you how to cut down on your food waste and make delicious things while doing it. Every single one of us, no matter how hard you try, are guilty of things going to waste. Whether it's the leftover mash from your Sunday dinner, them floppy old bits of celery that always seem to end up in the fridge, maybe your dried out forgotten chili, your soft and squishy pieces of fruit, or whether you're trying to cut down on putting actual food in the bin. That might be things like your peelings, or even more so, buying a bag of herbs, using the bit that you think is full of all the flavour, and leaving all of these end bits. In this week's video, I'm going to show you how to create fantastic food from all of these things that would have gone in the bin, maybe down the drain, or gone to landfill where they contribute to all them extra things that we don't want. So let's use up that first thing, and it's that old mash. So here we are, the leftover mashed potato, the first thing on this food waste banquet. Now, if you're anything like me, I always cook a little bit too much of stuff, and leftover mash is one of them things that often gets left in the fridge. There are so many things that you can do with leftover mash. You can make amazing croquettes, you can make lovely bubble and squeak, but today we are going to make this into the most incredible potato bread. It's delicious, it's crispy, crunchy and golden, and there ain't nothing like it. Now, if you're looking for this recipe, it's in the description box down below. You can head to my website, find it there. And also let me know in the comments section down below, have you ever had potato bread before? So while we get this together, I'm gonna tell you a food fact. Did you know, out of all of the food waste, potatoes make up about 57% of it? That is a colossal amount of waste that's going in the bin and all them resources that go into it. So don't be putting it in the bin. Make this bread instead. She's a poet and she doesn't know it. Make sure your scales are on. So we've got 375 grams of flour, 16 grams of butter, and 112 grams of flour. We're going to mix it all together with a pinch of salt. If you didn't have any butter, a really great alternative is a little bit of veg oil. What's really great with this potato bread as well is you can literally add anything you like to it. If you had some sad old spring onion, maybe some spinach from the freezer, I mean, even just some cheese would be next level. You can add whatever you like to this. Once it's all bound together and in a dough, give it a quick knead, roll it out a little until it's flat, and then just fry it off in the pan. A really nice thing to do when it comes out is add just a tiny bit of butter over the surface. You want it to be crispy and golden, and you can serve it up on the side of anything that you're making. It could be maybe a soup from leftover veggies, because that's a great way to use up leftovers from the fridge too, or even for your lunch the next day. Whatever it is, don't go putting it in the bin. Make something delicious. And there they are, these beautiful, crisp, delicious potato bread. All you need to do is rub just a tiny bit of butter over the tops. Oh, make it glisten. Oh my God, I can't wait to eat some of this. Sprinkle with a tiny bit of salt and cut them up. Should we just try a bit? Oh my God, it's like a pancake crossed with gnocchi. So that is our very first dish of this food waste banquet. Let's move on to the next one. Pumpkins, we all know them, we all see them. We all know that at Halloween there are lots of them. And a crazy food stat about food waste and about pumpkins in particular around Halloween. It is estimated that 18,000 tons end up in landfill. That is a mind-boggling fact, ludicrous. If you're looking for a great soup idea to use the flesh, I've added it up here. It's a super simple, easy way to make a pumpkin soup. And guess what? You can do it in the air fryer. And guess what? These seeds are going everywhere, are also going into the air fryer, my trusty steed. But we are gonna make an amazing snack from these seeds. So in the In the same ilk as my previous video, scraps to snacks. If you haven't seen that one, I've also added it up here. We are going to make something delicious to go on top of our fridge raised salad, and it's all made from something you'd usually throw away. It's as easy as breaking off the flesh, washing off the seeds, drying them off, and adding a splash of soy, a tiny bit of oil, and roasting these guys in the air fryer. And there they are. Oh my God, just look how gorgeous these little nuts are. And these would have gone in the bin. Oh, that soy sauce just gives them the most incredible umami taste. Oh, they're crisp and crunchy and just delicious. An easy, quick little scrap to a snack. They are ready for the third and the fourth dish that we're gonna make in this food waste banquet, the leftover salads. So let's get on with it. So we're on to our next delicious dish. We've saved some more veggies from going in the bin, and even them old stalks, which often end up getting all gross and miserable. But I tell you what, they are going to make the most delicious dressing. Did you know that here in New Zealand it's estimated that 86 kilos per household of food get put in the bin each year? And that is just absolutely mind-boggling. There is no need for food to go in the bin. Yes, you may have some sad floppy old celery that's definitely seen better days. That carrot that's starting to get a bit dry. I mean, this guy's not totally soft yet, but you know, he's getting that way. The apple, which has probably seen better days. And that last bit of cabbage from when you buy a whole head and turns into flop. I often will buy this kind of stuff instead of buying things like bags of salad because they go off so quick. So don't let it happen. Buy things that are slightly more robust. I mean, this is, I think, about a week and a half old, you know, I mean, it's definitely getting towards the end. And also with celery, with this, we're actually going to keep some of these leaves and use them for another dish, but also they're great. They taste like parsley. Chop them up into a tabbouleh if you've got some leftover rice. And we're just going to make a dressing from the herb stalks. Again, quite amazing really how long things last. This has been sat in my fridge for nearly 2 weeks. You can see things are starting to go yellow, and most people might think, hey, this is only the stalks left of this coriander. I've used all the good bits, the leaves. But coriander especially is absolutely full of flavour. But this is going to make a super tasty salad. So let's get onto it. This is like the easiest salad you could possibly make. I mean, literally, we are just going to dice and slice this stuff up, mix it all together in a bowl and make the dressing. We're going to chop up them coriander stalks, chuck them in. I found a bit of lemon in the fridge, some capers. We're going to blend it all together so you've got some acidity, and we're going to add in a touch of oil and salt and a pinch of cumin. And also what would be great in here, maybe some garlic. Well, let's chuck in some garlic too. We're going to put a little garlic clove in there and really make this a delicious dressing. If you had some yogurt, you could even add that to these coriander leaves, and that would be a great way of using it up. If you're ever looking for some great easy dressings to make, I've added a video up here of one that I made, and they are just so simple and they just can zhuzh up any meal, and often they're made from things that most people have. So go check that video out if you're ever looking for some dressing inspiration. Yum. And to finish it off, you can add on a few of them soy pumpkin seeds. Oh, how good does that look? A salad and a dressing made from waste. All things that may have gone in the bin, and you've just made the most incredible side salad to go with your dinner. The dressing is just next level. I mean, what is not to love about that? All right, here we go. We're on to some hot food. We've done all the delicious stuff that's going to go with it on the side, and now we're going to make some real treats. I'm going to call these Veggie Bhajji fritters. You know, they're inspired by the onion bhaji, but it's essentially whatever you've got. This here is a bag of frozen food scraps. I've got some parsnip skins, some onion ends, some bits of carrot. This is just a bag that I've defrosted. And in this one, I had some leek ends, some parsnip bits, some carrot ends. But what's really great about this is because it's been frozen and defrosted, you can see the state of it. It's very soft, which means it's perfect for making something like onion bhajis, where you usually have to salt the onions to make them soft and slightly malleable. The freezer has done all the hard work here for you. I've also got a little bit of that pumpkin, which is great because it's a little bit starchy, a potato, maybe a sweet potato. They often end up in the cupboard going a bit meh, so why not use it up and make something delicious. And I've also got this very sad chili, so I thought you can probably go in too. Now maybe this doesn't apply to home cooks so much. Did you know commercial food waste from like hospitality businesses, restaurants, cafes, all that kind of stuff accumulates to about 24,000 tons of waste per year, which is absolutely friggin' bonkers. But 60% of that is things like this. And I am sure that as a home cook that you are also guilty of putting this stuff in the bin and make this into delicious onion bhaji veggie fritters, as I will now be calling them. So basically all you want to do here is chop up your veggie bits. I'm going to grate some of this pumpkin and I'm going to slice up a bit of that chili, and we're just going to mix it all together in a bowl, and then we'll do the spices, and that's it. Quick and simple. And I mean, look, how good does that look? That's all just like veggies from the freezer, veggies that would have gone in the bin. It's vibrant and fresh, and it's just going to make such a delicious little snack. And now all we need to do is make the batter. So you're probably going to want about 100 grams of flour, but honestly, you can just kind of eyeball it. If it looks a little bit thin, you can just add in a touch more flour. I've got half a teaspoon of some garam masala, a big old tablespoon of curry powder, a little bit of turmeric, some chili. What's important here as well is that you season it, so some salt. I'm also going to add in a teaspoon of onion seeds, but again, just eyeball it. This is all about just making something that's delicious to put all the veg in. A good amount of pepper. Mix all them spices and everything together, and then all you want to do is add to it some water. Something that looks like that sort of dollopable thickness, because obviously these have been frozen, so they're containing a lot more water. But what you can always do before you put them in, give them a little squeeze just in case. Add them to that flour, give it all a mix together so that everything is coated. Just like that. And now, let's fry them up. With these bhajis, I mean, if you had a deep fryer, you could deep fry them. If you wanted to just slightly pan fry them, you can do that too. Just make them thinner and flatter. I'm just going to slightly shallow fry these, and they're going to be absolutely great. You want them crispy, crunchy and golden. Just make sure that they're not too thick, because sometimes the middle bit will not quite cook. So make sure that they're not too big and not too thick. And there you have it, a whole bunch of delicious, crispy, crunchy, veggie scrap bhajis. Everyone at the dinner table will be fighting over these because they are so goddamn delicious. From all them veggie scraps that would have gone to waste. Oh, that is so yum. Them little hints of spices, and you would absolutely never ever know that this was made from the skins and the ends of veg. And as always, utterly delicious. So now we're moving on to one of the last savoury dishes with a little bit of dip on the side. Oh, yeah. Okay, on to the next one. This one, you know, probably much like the bhajis from the one before, is all about maybe having a glass of wine or a beer and having something nice to nibble on. When you think the veg is sad and pathetic and getting towards the end of its life, well, why not make it into a delicious crunchy snack that you can have with your beer? I am literally just going to use whatever I have. These here, I had a beetroot that had its leaves on. We're going to use them. I've got a few little sage leaves from the garden because they're quite nice. That old crusty lemon that's getting real soft, we're going to use that. Our other bendy carrot, which really has seen its better days, a little bit of mushroom, some cauliflower. These are all the usual suspects which end up, as before, in the drawer, and you just don't know what to do with them. So we're going to make the classic Fritto Misto, but without the fish. A great little veggie option to use up some of your waste. The batter couldn't be simpler. It's half flour, half corn flour. So if you do 100 grams of flour, you're gonna do 100 grams of corn flour, and then you just mix it with some water. And whatever you do, you don't want to whip it. You just wanna break it up super gently until it becomes thick, like double cream, knowing then that everything is gonna be coated. Now, obviously in this video, I've covered lots of different things. Have you enjoyed it? Do you like it? Do you want to know more? Maybe I'll make another video like this. Maybe I'll just make some other videos on food waste. Let me know in the comments section down below. I always love to hear from you. And I appreciate every single one of you that does comment, that does like, that does subscribe. If you're new here and you're not subscribed, subscribe so you don't miss out. I really do appreciate it. And that's it, the batter's done. As you saw there at the end, I just added a touch more flour because you don't want to mix it so much. You want all that stuff to kind of be a little bit lumpy. And the good thing is with that corn flour is it's going to make it extra crispy. And now, the aquafaba. This stuff, like I said, from the can of chickpeas, it's the water that they get cooked in. This stuff is amazing. It's essentially egg white, but it's vegan. And roughly 3 tablespoons of aquafaba is equivalent to 1 egg. So we're gonna make some mayonnaise. It's incredible, this stuff just whips up so amazingly. Add in your acid. And in my case here, it's the last of that very soft old lemon. And yes, we are gonna deep fry some and it will be delicious. Tiny little bit of mustard, some of my favorite curry powder. This stuff is absolutely incredible. If I can find it, I'll add it into the description box down below. I think it's Sri Lankan, and it is honestly just the best tasting stuff out there. And what I like to do is get this stuff working first, give it a good whip, and then we'll trickle in the oil. Got to turn it on the wall first to make it work. And there you go, mayonnaise. Oh my God, that is so delicious. So all we need to do now is get the oil up to about 180 degrees. And if you're ever unsure, just chuck in a bit before and you can test, see how hot it is, see is it sizzling. But then we're just gonna dunk them in, fry them off and give it a little season. And then it's time to eat. And there it is, that delicious, crispy, crunchy, amazing, delicious snack. I seasoned it up when it came out of the hot oil. I mean, oh, even the little bits, utterly delicious. And then, just to serve it up, a big dollop of that curried mayo. We'll give it a little taste. One of them mushrooms. Oh, yum. I know that it's a deep fried snack. Let's try one of these lemons because that's a great way of using up lemon bits. Oh, that is fresh and zingy. And one of the pieces of celery. Oh, what a perfect way to finish off the savouries with something absolutely delicious and just uses all them leftover bits of veg from the fridge. I know it might not be the healthiest, but you know what? Sometimes it doesn't matter. Now, we're gonna make a little dessert and our last dish of this food waste banquet. Now this stuff here is what comes in this can here. This is just a regular can of chickpeas and this is aquafaba. I'm sure all of you have seen it on the internet. It's a great vegan alternative. It often goes in the bin and you're all missing the trick because you can make so many things with it. We already made the mayo, but now we're gonna make dessert. So we just need a few ingredients. If you're looking for the recipe, it's on my website. Head there, it's in the description box down below. But it only takes a few ingredients and you can have yourself a delicious dessert. So let's get into making chocky mousse from something that would have gone down the drain. So firstly, as you would, as if this was egg whites, we're gonna take 60 ml of the aquafaba and 50 grams of sugar, whip it up as if you was making a meringue, take your 100 grams of chocolate, melt it on a bain-marie, and once your egg whites are all whipped, we're gonna fold it together. And within a few minutes, we're gonna have a wonderful dessert. That chocolate all melted, delicious. That aquafaba just looks like regular egg whites. Isn't it incredible? And then all you have to do is gently fold it together like you would when you're making any kind of dessert with egg whites, and pop it in the glass. I mean, isn't it incredible? It is just like regular meringue. It already has that light, airy texture of mousse. Oh, and it tastes, oh my God, so delicious. Now they just need to set, and we'll make the little topping that's gonna go with it. So we're gonna use this guy. You can see he's yellow. I mean, he's pretty soft and bruised. Food waste fact about this is that apples, bananas, and oranges are in the top percentage of vegetables / fruits which end up going to waste. You know, there are so many reasons as to why, and it's purely because maybe you bought 3 apples and you ate one and one was like soft and floury and you just think, oh, they're gonna be gross as well. They end up sitting in the bowl in like the sunshine and they go soft. There are so many ways in which you can use them up, but this is just a great addition to that chocolate mousse, and I'm just gonna make a little compote. We're gonna cut it up with a little bit of sugar and cinnamon. It's super simple to make a compote, and this, I'm not even peeling it because you know what? Then it's gonna end up in the bin too. So save the peels, keep it on. It keeps a little bit of integrity and means that there's a little bit of bite and it's not just mush. So cut it up into slices, into small chunks. I'm gonna pop it in a pan with a little bit of sugar, maybe a little bit of cinnamon in here would be nice, or maybe like a cardamom pod just to give it a little bit of something different. But cook it down until it's nice and soft and sweet. Let it cool, and then it's ready for the mousse. And now the topping is all cold. I'm just gonna add it to the top of that mousse, and then we can give it a taste. Phenomenal. I mean, absolutely amazing. Just look at it. That is soft, indulgent, and absolutely perfect. I really hope that you've enjoyed this video and made you think a little bit about the things that go in your bin, how you can cut down on that, and maybe using some of those old veggies. Let me know in the comment section down below what your favorite bit was, or if there's something that you love to make. And I'll see you guys next week. I hope you've enjoyed this. Give me a like, give me a subscribe, maybe even head to my website and sign up to my newsletter. Or if you're looking for a great little cookbook, I've added the link to my air fry cookbook. It's in the description box down below. And I'll see you guys next week. But for now, it's me, the mousse, and all of the food. Oh, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.